The Navy River Patrol Boat, or PBR, was used in the Vietnam War to search and stop river traffic in an attempt to disrupt weapons shipments. Well, in the combat simulator Gunboat, you pilot this small boat, blasting away at enemy targets with a cache of different weapons. Accolade developed and released this game originally on computers to decent reviews. Then came the 1992 TurboGrafx port, of which I remember picking up in the mid-90s. I didn't give this one much of a chance as a kid and never bothered to get deep into the game, until now. So, let's go. On the main menu, you choose from Report for Duty to begin the action, or you can practice combat skills. Gunnery practice places you as the forward gunner, grenade practice places you as the center gunner, and pilot practice puts you in the trusty pilot's chair. Utilizing this training is a good thing, as the game requires slightly different controls for each, something I refused to learn as a kid. Getting the hang of it will influence how you view this game. Now, I need to give Gunboat some credit. Button 1 turbo switches control the type of battle station you play from, and button 2 turbo switches control the type of weapon bursts. It is a bit confusing, and wow, a total pain to flip around during a heated battle, but I need to be honest, it's a thumbs up for unique coding of that particular part of the control pad. Once you feel combat ready, it's time to select Report for Duty. First, you identify and add yourself to the roster, using the Select button, by the way. This is weird. Now we are given a couple of missions to choose from, with more unlocking as we progress. Rest and relaxation. Well, that sounds nice. Oh, it sends you backwards. It's nice one, game. Hitting Run will show you the overhead map of the mission area with the primary target flashing. Finally, you can outfit your PBR, and you're off. Guns, guns, guns. When a mission begins, you will start immediately under fire, in what's called the Pilot's Station. The first thing to note is that the controls are a bit counterintuitive and different than you'd think. When you're piloting the boat, you'll just seemingly move the wrong way for no reason. Why? Well, these arrow indicators show the direction you are actually moving. Pushing up increases the throttle and down decreases the throttle, shown here with these RPM gauges. So you need to switch the direction by holding the button the other way, and you know what, never mind. It's a simulation, so I'm sure it's more correct than broken, but I definitely never learned this as a kid, and wow, did it make a difference. Even though the inputs do lag a bit, getting the hang of this mixed with mastering that direction indicator actually made the game a little fun. As you go along, it'll seem quiet and serene, and then the sky will change to a blood red and alert you of trouble ahead. What do? Well, just destroy everything until the sky turns blue again. You could judge shots and position based on how they hit the water, although not everything is completely accurate. I normally spray bullets left, right, and that seems to do the trick. Hitting Select this time will bring up the map to show your position. Honestly, it's not the greatest setup, as doing so freezes the action for a moment. The arrow never spins to show the direction you're actually facing, and sometimes the game doesn't even register your button press in order to bring it up. But eventually you'll start utilizing it without too much trouble. Once you complete a mission, it'll say, Mission Accomplished, and you will view stats, and more missions will now open up. Some missions will also help you to move up in rank. They get harder as they go on, with longer stages and larger maps. As I got more used to the controls and further into the game, I ended up using the pilot angle probably 80% of the time. It's so much easier to move and destroy. Once you get the hang of it, you'll start darting forward, attacking immediately, and sometimes destroy things without even having to stop. Boom! Haha, yeah! For early polygon-based visuals, they're not terrible, even though the action is forced into the top third of the screen. The scrolling and animation is a bit choppy, and some slowdown will happen at times. As the game progresses, the terrain doesn't really change up very much at all. Blue, green, tan. Overall, it's not horrible for what it is, but it does tend to lead into the bland and uninspired at times. The audio is okay. Some of the machine gun noises and blasts are cool, but the screams are a bit scratchy, and that Atari-like buzz when the boat is on the move, meh. Music only appears on the first menu screens. I'll admit though, when you're full throttle, heading into unknown water and starting to zone out a bit, it's kind of creepy and cool. As mentioned, the game does have sluggish controls at times. The delay in movement and the slight input lag is apparent even when you start getting the hang of the game. However, you won't hate Gunboat as much if you take the time to learn what to do, and that's a big part of it and something I do recommend if you're interested. There are several weapons to choose from, but honestly, I never failed to breeze through the stages with any one of them, and I never seem to die. Each mission is different, either destroy a target or drop and pick up some soldiers, but in the end, the goal is to get to the flashing icon, so it's not really that much different from map to map. The game will also automatically save after each defeated mission, so you can come back later. Now, obviously, there are quite a number of negatives to this title. However, I must admit, I lasted a lot longer with Gunboat than I anticipated. I found myself firing it up to play a few extra missions after giving up for the night. A lot of that was due to learning the quirks of the game, the controls, and the negatives. It actually made the game fun for a bit. Sadly, Gunboat does have a slight cheese factor to it, and it does get boring after a while, no matter what. I personally didn't expect to like this game at all. Wow, 2020. You're a strange year. Is Gunboat a great game? No. Do I recommend it? Not really. Is it the worst game on the TurboGrafx? No. Simulation games are definitely an acquired taste, and the tone of this title won't appeal to everyone. It sure didn't to me as a kid. However, if you spend a little time with it patiently, you may get a couple of good hours out of it before boredom rears its ugly head. It's not as bad as everyone says. My grandfather was in the Navy, and when we would have lunch together, he would always say, "Christopher, pass the red lead," which was their term for ketchup. I don't know why that always stuck with me. I guess I just miss him very much. Well, see you all next time.